Coach Bleil, I appreciate you joining us. Year 6 for you at SFA, about 6 practices in. Talk a little bit about what you've seen so far, kind of the energy overall here in practice.
Yeah, we got a great group of guys in the tight end room and on the entire team, a bunch of guys that are hungry. You know, a lot of hard work put in, a lot of guys that have returned for a couple years that are ready to see some championships here at SFA.
And Coach, you talk about that tight end room. You brought some guys back from last year's team, some new additions for you as well. How's that room looking for you? Kind of how are those guys kind of meshing together, and what have you seen from that bunch so far?
Yeah, so we do have some returners that have taken a leadership role, as well as some new guys that came in that are kind of jumping in and following suit and just building upon what we've put in over the last couple years, and a lot of guys that want to really do right day in and day out and want to work hard to get to championship level.
And Coach, in addition to obviously being the tight ends coach, you're also recruiting coordinator. So when you start looking at the year as a full, you get your January signees in for spring ball, and then you get some guys in for some additional guys in for OTAs. But then here in fall camp, you really get to see a good bit of what you guys were able to bring in. Kind of how does that feel, knowing that you don't have to watch tape on these guys anymore? They're here live in person.
Yeah, it's always nice when recruiting ends and the football gets to start full-fledged. And you know, it's great to get them in January and get that extra time with them, get those reps dumped into these guys, and it helps them progress through the spring. We get to get over all those humps, and then in the fall, let's go out and play ball. We know what we're doing. The learning's done. Now the technique sets in, and we just got to go work to get better every day.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach Nelson, appreciate you joining us. Year 7 here at SFA. Talk a little bit about what you've seen so far, kind of the energy surrounding camp, kind of just your thoughts early on.
Yeah, it's been very good. You know, Coach Carthel said it in the media, but you know, returning both coordinators for the first time since leading into the 2021 season has been really good. So from an execution standpoint, you know, we feel offensively, defensively, we're further along schematically, you know, than we've been, just because we got a lot of familiarity with each other. You know, not having to install a new system, and then from a talent standpoint, we know that we got a really team. We did a great job of you know, bringing our, we got a lot of talent here, you know, bringing those guys back. A lot of guys chose to stay here, and I think it's going to pay off for us. And so having a you know, veteran presidents that chose to stay here, returning both coordinators, you know, it's made it a lot of continuity and a lot of good energy, having a lot of, you know, veteran leadership.
Coach, when you look at that Lumberjack defense, obviously you're in charge of the safeties. Talk a little bit about how that room's developed, some guys that came back, some guys you brought in. Kind of how that's looking a couple practices in.
So it's a room where, you know, we feel good about, but it's a room that you know, doesn't have a lot of experience. We only really return one guy that has ever started a game for us. Doesn't mean that the other guys that we have aren't going to be good players. We think that there are a lot of good players in that room, but just really nobody's seen them yet because they haven't played in a game. So it's a younger room, along with some transfers that have played really good football at other places. They just haven't played a lot of football for us at SFA yet. So we feel good about it. You know, we're fired up, and I think whenever people start to see the secondary this fall, you know, they're gonna enjoy what they see. So,
Coach, in addition to leading the safeties, obviously a special teams coordinator as well. When you talk about evaluation, kind of those guys that you need them on the bus, and you guys are trying to make the bus.
Oh, yeah.
How does evaluation look like, especially in the early part of camp, 6, 8, 10 practices in from a special teams perspective?
Yeah, so we have a 3-unit motto. We say 11-1 means play fast, play smart, win your one-on-one. So we tell them the 3 things we want to see in practice. Number 1, play fast. So we want to see who's going to put in effort. So the first thing is, if you don't put in the effort, we really can't put you in the game. Number 2, play smart. If you don't listen to what we're telling you to do, the coaching points, the techniques, then we really can't push you in the game. Then number 3, you know, can you actually execute and do your job? So guys that go hard, guys that do what we ask them to do, and then can ultimately, in our competition drills, win those drills. That's kind of how we make the depth charts. And so we're still working through that right now. You know, we're an equal opportunity employer. So whoever wants to do those 3 things, whether you're a senior, you've been here 6 years, or you've been here for, you know, two months, you know, we're going to put the best 11 out there. So that's kind of our process, you know, leading into this first game.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.